All right, let's dive into a really big idea today: how to build lasting digital wealth. And look, this isn't about some quick hack or getting lucky with a viral video. It's about a fundamental shift in how you think and a kind of discipline that really separates the people who make it for the long haul from those who just burn out. At the very heart of this is a clash between two completely different identities. So on one side, you've got the hustler. We all know this person, right? They're constantly grinding, trading their time directly for money, always chasing that next client or that next sale. It's all consuming, it's exhausting, and honestly, it's fragile. But then you have the owner. Now, this person isn't just working in their business. They're working on it. They're building a self-sustaining asset that eventually is going to work for them. Okay, but making that leap to an owner mindset, it comes with this massive early challenge. You know the feeling. You put in countless hours. You're writing, creating, posting, and it feels like the needle barely moves. It's so slow, it's frustrating. And that's the exact moment where most people just throw their hands up and ask, is this even worth it? So why does all that effort feel like it's going nowhere at the start? Well, because the reality of digital growth is not a straight line, not at all. The work you're putting in during those first 6 months isn't just to get those 500 followers. No, you're actually building the foundation for that explosion to 10,000 that comes later. Digital assets, they don't grow linearly. They compound. This is what we call the compounding effect. And honestly, it's the secret path to real sustainable growth. Think of it like this. Every piece of content you make, every little system you build, it's like putting a single penny in a jar that magically doubles every day. For the first few weeks, you look in the jar and it's just pennies. It looks like nothing. But you keep going, and over time, that growth becomes explosive. It's nonlinear. That all sounds pretty great in theory, right? But what does it actually mean for you, day to day? If we want to really harness this compounding effect, what's the specific work we need to be doing to make it happen? The answer, it turns out, lies with a really small group of people, just 1%. That's roughly how many people actually manage to push through that initial, painful, slow growth phase to see the incredible results on the other side. So here's the secret, and it's not what you think. It's not some magic formula or a fancy new tactic. The 1% succeed because they have the discipline to do the boring, unglamorous, repetitive work long after that initial excitement has completely worn off. They're the ones who keep showing up when everyone else gets discouraged and quits. And that boring work? It really boils down to this incredibly simple, powerful loop. First, you create. You make valuable stuff, whether it's content or products. Second, you systemize. You don't just do it once, you build a process, a template, a kind of asset engine that makes creating it again more efficient and consistent. And third, you repeat. You just run the system over and over and over, building momentum with every single cycle. And right here, this is where the engine just breaks down for almost everyone. It's fear. You follow the steps, you put something out there, and it completely bombs. What happens then? This is probably the biggest mental hurdle you have to get over. I mean, think about it. That product you spent weeks building that nobody bought. That video you poured your heart into that got like 10 views. We have all been there. And it feels like a final judgment, right? A clear sign that you should just stop. But from the perspective of an owner, you have to get this next part. It is completely, totally wrong. It is not a failure, not even close. An owner reframes every single outcome, good or bad, as simple data collection. A failed launch isn't a loss. It's a priceless market research report that you just got for free. It tells you exactly what your audience doesn't want or where your message was a little off. You're gathering crucial strategic info to make your asset engine smarter and better for the next time. And this is the core mindset shift. Every setback, every mistake, every total flop, it is not a reason to stop. It's fuel. It's the very thing you need to refine your system and make the next cycle of that engine even more powerful. So where does all of this lead? What does it actually look like when you fully embrace this discipline? What's the real endgame of moving from that day-to-day hustler to a long-term owner? Well, the difference is just stark. The hustler is focused on daily tasks. The owner is focused on building systems. The hustler's income is active and fragile, which means if they stop working, the money stops coming in. The owner's income becomes passive and comes from multiple streams. The hustler is always chasing quick wins, while the owner is patient, building something that lasts. And this right here is the payoff for all of that disciplined, boring work. You create a system that actually generates value for you, even when you're not actively working on it. This creates multiple streams of income, which gives you stability. It frees you from that daily grind, which gives you your time back. And in the end, you've built something that isn't just a job. It's a valuable, scalable asset that you truly own. So the question I want to leave you with is this. Really look at the work you're doing right now. Are you just building yourself a more demanding, more stressful daily job? Or are you putting in that disciplined, repetitive effort to build a true, lifelong asset? The choice really is yours.